Welcome to Sensual Secrets, where we talk about how you can live in pleasure by embracing your feminine energy, finding and nurturing a deeply loving relationship, and growing into the best version of yourself. My name is Lieke Seles, and I will be your host, guiding you on this intimate journey of self-discovery. I hope you really enjoy, and please subscribe. It would mean so much to me. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to a new episode of Sensual Secrets. Today I want to talk about my experience of a 3-day water fast and me going into a Vipassana 10-day silent meditation retreat. To start off, I'd love to discuss the 3-day water fast that I recently did. I think it's about 10 days ago or last week that I did it. And it was such a good experience. It's my second time that I have done a water fast. My last one was 96 hours, 4 days. And this time I did it together with my partner and we went for 3 days. And why do we do this water fast? Mostly because of the health benefits that it gives us regarding longevity. And especially for this process that is called autophagy. And what this does, the autophagy, is that when you stop eating, your body survives and keeps going in your normal processes. Your metabolism, like everything that you need to keep your body running, is going by eating out all of the bad cells. So the good cells start cleaning up your whole body and you start recycling your bad cells. So you start actually eating out all the gunk, all the clutter that isn't supposed to be there, that isn't benefiting your body anymore. And so there's a ton of benefits that go with that. So for example, you get more mental clarity because you're like all of the distracting things that give you brain fog, for example, they are starting to get eaten out. And really, one of the benefits that I really like during the fast is that your senses are so heightened. And it is as if you have taken a mushroom trip, but without the haze in your head, without the fluidity of it. You're super clear. And for me, that makes a lot of sense. You know, if you look evolutionary in the way that we used to hunt and we used to need to provide for a meal, is that you become so hyper alert, you become even more alive. You become in tune for survival because you need to score that next meal. So your vision gets better. I felt as if I had eagle eyes. I could see so sharp, so far into the distance, and I could really differentiate different movements around me. I could really tune into things with a laser focus. If I was having a conversation with someone, I was so focused and looking into their eyes and deeply being present with them. And mentally being so focused and taking in everything that they were saying, everything of their facial expression. And you're so much more in tune with the energy around you as well. All of the colors are more vibrant. You feel in tune with nature as if you are part of the plants. You are part of nature. You are nature. It's like this feeling that you have also when you have a mushroom trip, that you feel so much more connected with nature. And then the hunger experience actually was pretty easy for me because I have this thing that when I just decide to do something, there's no other option. I'm not going to distract myself with longing for food. I just experience the hunger. And as I do with emotions, I try to really go into the emotion and I go into the sensation of hunger and I see it for what it is and then it passes. I can let it go. And that really works well for me. And so when you do this a few times, you actually let go of wanting to act upon the hunger. You just see it for what it is, a sensation in your body, and you're not tempted to act on it. You're not a slave to it anymore, you know, because we are so used to always, with the minimal amount of hunger that we feel, to immediately go for a snack or go for food, or even our brain is wired to just go for snacks out of habit or to go for food out of habit when we're not even hungry because we are supposed to have dinner or we are used to having breakfast. And so I have already trained my mind in advance to get accustomed to hunger by intermittent fasting. That is that I only eat a certain amount of hours during the day. For example, I do 6 hours of eating and then 18 hours of fasting. Or I would do 8 hours of eating. I usually skip my breakfast. That's easy for me. I just postpone when I start eating, and then I eat from 12 to 6 or 12 to 8. And then I fast during the night. And that really gives your body a chance to just focus on its own health and rejuvenation when your body isn't constantly occupied with metabolizing food. And so it gives your body a break so that it can actually clean out itself and it can get rid of all of the stuff you don't need anymore. And so in that case, it helps with healing injuries, or some studies even say that it might help with eating up cancerous cells. But you would definitely have to check into that if you would be interested in that, or go talk to a health practitioner. There's a lot of doctors nowadays who actually are aware of the benefits of fasting, and just it is such a cheap medical option, and it's something that every culture used to do, and nowadays we just don't do it anymore. And some people think that you're crazy for fasting, but it used to be part of every religious culture, and just it used to be a normal fact in society that certain periods of the year you just eat less, or you, for example, only eat fruits for a certain period, or like in the Ramadan, you don't eat when the sun is up, or the 40-day fasting period in Christianity. But yeah, it's a shame that we kind of forgot all of that in our modern Western society. And I feel like now this knowledge is coming back of how many benefits there actually are for our body to recover when we go through a voluntary period of fasting. And so I would definitely do it again. As a woman, I highly recommend that you do it in the beginning of your cycle. So don't do it in your inner fall or inner winter, because that's when your body needs a lot of rest and nourishment. So don't do it right before you have your period or right during your period, but do it right after, when you're in your spring, in your summer, and you're really like flourishing and you have so much energy. And make sure that you hydrate enough. So what I do is I drink water with natural electrolytes. I make sure there's some sea salt or some pink Himalaya salt and some minerals in there. And so really, really drink even more than I usually do to keep my body hydrated. And that helps with my blood pressure as well. If you haven't eaten for a while and you're not really used to it, you might get a little bit lightheaded. And so when I hydrate enough, that really solves that problem for me. So yeah, if you are willing to try this out, I'm open for any questions. You can always reach out to me via my Instagram, Lieke Seelis. And otherwise, good luck. I'm sure that you'll also find a lot of information about this on the internet, and just do your own research and listen to your own body. Return to the wisdom of your own body. You know your body best. So if you take any medication or you're pregnant, just know what you need to do and know if it's possible for you. And don't put your body through a crazy amount of stress. It's good to put a little stress on your body for longevity, but don't go crazy and don't do damage. Yes. And then the second part of what I wanted to talk about is the Vipassana. This is my first Vipassana. So it is based on Buddhist philosophy and teachings, and it is a 10-day silent meditation retreat. And that means that I'm going to go this afternoon into a center, and I'm not going to be able to speak to anyone anymore. I'm not going to be able to look into someone's eyes. I won't have any distractions, nothing that can give me a dopamine rush. Obviously, there will be no phones. There will be no books. There will be no writing. It will just be me and my thoughts. And the point of this is to really clear yourself without any distractions, to give yourself the option to really come back to your own thoughts in order to release them and to come back to an inner stillness and inner peace, and to let go of any desires or any wants or any frustrations, the things that will come up, the thoughts that I will have, the emotions that I will have. It's a matter of observing them and then to let them go and release them. to not resist them. And I'm really, really curious what this will bring, because the only distraction that you have is 2 meals a day. And that is, we wake up at 4 a.m. We get woken up by a gong. And then there is some light body movement stretching just to get rid of the toxins that have been stagnant in your body. And then most of the time we will spend meditating, 45 minutes sitting, and then 45 minutes walking. There will be some Buddhist teachings. So there's one teacher who will explain about the meditation techniques, which is based on focusing on your abdominal breath. And it's just a matter of immersing into that specific technique for 10 days, to not distract your body and to get used to that technique and just really be able to dissolve into that technique and to not have to worry or think actively about what you are doing once you get better and better at it. And yeah, I'm really curious what will come up, because some people have been telling me that it's a crazy experience because you only sit and you walk a little bit in between, but you only have these 2 dopamine hits of the 7 a.m. breakfast and then the lunchtime, and that's it. In the afternoon, you get a piece of fruit. That's it. That's the only dopamine hit that you will get. So your mind has so much time to wander, and your thoughts have so much time to become clear. And because the clutter in your head will become less and less and less, there will be new thoughts that pop up, or you will reach deeper levels of thinking, of thinking patterns, of even emotions that have been stuck inside of you, but they just weren't able to come out because you're always distracting yourself, as if we have coping mechanisms to distract ourselves from our true essence or our true deepest desires, emotions, wisdom. And so I think I will go through a few layers of healing, doing some inner child work, and, having some emotional things come up, seeing a clearer path of where I want to go. But mostly I just want to go in with an open mind, not expect anything to happen, and just try to be and see what pops up and try to let it go again. Yeah. But I'm pretty excited. I'm feeling a bit nervous just because I'm going to miss the human interaction. I think it's going to be really weird not to be able to speak to anyone or look at anyone. But yeah, I think I will get used to it after a few days. And then I wonder where my mind will go, if I'm going to entertain myself or if I'm just going to be absolved in this beautiful wisdom. I'm really looking forward to all of the benefits that will come through this suffering. And that's why a lot of people say that it's really difficult, because also physically you have to sit down for hours and hours, and you're not used to sitting in a meditation position for hours and hours and hours. And so you will start to feel aches and back pain or knee pain, and you just try to let go of that, try to accept those things so that they will dissolve. And I'm really curious to experience that and how that will go. And then, yeah, on top of that, I have just started my period today. And it's really funny because I've been wanting to let go for this past week, and I feel so ready for this new shift. I've been really growing so much the past few weeks, and that's why I feel called to do a Vipassana now, to really integrate the new me and to really let go of the old patterns that are still holding on to me, that aren't aligned with my higher self, or that are still self-sabotaging and that just don't align with the person who I want to be. And yeah, it's really funny that now my period also came today, and so my body's telling me it's time to let go. So yes, I think I will come out on the other side as a different woman. I'm really curious what this will do to me, but I'm sure I'll tell you about my experience in the next episodes. I'm really looking forward to speaking to you again, to connecting with you again. Thank you for listening, and thank you for joining me on this journey. And I would love to hear about your experiences. If you've been in a Vipassana or you want to do a fast, just reach out and let's share some wisdom together. Have a beautiful day. I'll leave it at that.